So this is my 511 tactical survival backpack. I did this video the other day, but I was corrected by a subscriber or somebody who just picked up on the video. I actually thought this was the Rush 72. Turns out this is the Rush 24. So I did end up getting the wrong bag, guys. My bad. So I was giving the wrong information about the bag, so I took the video down. So let's get it right this time. I am still going to utilize the bag as a 72 hour, but it's just more or less like maybe like a day, an emergency day bag, get home bag type deal. It will last 3 days, but it's a tight squeeze. So I am going to still get a 50 liter because I think that's what I need for me and a dog. So let's just jump right into this thing. Like I said, this is an old school bag. This is not a new 511 bag or anything, but I still think it's probably one of the finest backpacks made, and it's definitely one of the better designed backpacks because of the way it's laid out and stuff. So this is the 511 Rush 24, and it's got this gray with Molly all over it. You know, you hear a lot of people talk about this whole tactical and gray man or whatever. You know what? It's gray. Is that gray man enough for you? I mean, honestly, nobody's looking at your bag. Nobody's going to be like, oh my God, he's got guns and he's tactical. He's got gear. If you got a bag, you got stuff in it. All right, that's just how it goes. Tactical or not, you know, everybody's going to be gunning for you in some kind of a post-apocalyptic scenario. So whatever. Now, before you get into the comments, because they're going to come, these keyboard warriors are already going to come because I didn't start yet and it's been 2 minutes or so. So, you know, you're not going to see ammo and stuff all over this. Like this bag has a specific thing for national emergencies. Let's get realistic. I'm not going out there fighting terrorists. I'm not getting in huge gunfights. There's not going to be AR-15 mags all over and plate carriers. This is not that bag. I have bags for that, specific assault bags for that. This is not that bag. This is an emergency bag that stays in my car and that is there for emergencies. It is not an assault bag. It is not a go-to-war bag. It could be if I wanted it to, but that's not the setup it is now. All right, so, and another thing too is my EDC. The most important thing about having stuff like this is having already a well-rounded EDC. As far as that goes, I mean, a good folder pocket knife, carry a firearm, have a good medical kit in your EDC bag. I mean, like my whole thing with this, just before we really get into it, let's talk a little bit about the philosophy of this. There should be 3 different types of bags, or maybe even 4. You got yourself your EDC bag, which is your bag that you're carrying every day. What I use for that is, in the winter, I like to use my VanQuest Trident 20. This is a 20 liter. This is a 37 liter. All right. Or I like to use my really thin recycled firefighter bag. This is a real simple used bag to use, and that's what I use. But I always have in my car a trauma kit, full-blown trauma kit. That's, you know, gonna have your tourniquets inside of it. It's gonna have nasal passage things, chest seals, whatever. Am I going to throw this in there? It depends on the scenario. Maybe I need it, maybe I don't. Now, one part of my EDC that's always with me is my SOE tactical like fanny pack thing. That's where I'm going to have my tourniquet. This is going to have my extra magazines, my firearm if I need to go off body, and so there's that. That's what I use for that. Alright, so let's dump out the 511 Rush. We're going to start right at these little pouches here. If you'll notice, I keep right here at the top, I just keep a couple of water purification tablets because water is your most important thing for sure. If you don't have that, you're pretty much screwed. And that's pretty much it for this little pocket over here. And over on this side, I keep some medications, Tylenol, Advil, stuff like that. And then I got a compass here, and this is a Sunto compass. Probably the best one they make. So, a really good compass. You should probably have one of those. In the back, this thing has an awesome grab handle too. By the way, really good grab handle. This is where your water bladder is going to come through. And you can put one back here. I don't put one in the back. But this flap, it opens up. You have your plastic, metal, or whatever retention thing back here. I just keep this extra little squeeze from Sawyer, little squeezer thing. Then you have, I have Kevlar gloves, a backup hat, and digging down in there, a face mask, and another pair of gloves, winter gloves. Because it's winter time, so, you know, you're going to need winter gloves, obviously. And those are backups. I always have winter gloves on me for my everyday carry anyway, so, you know, those are just backups. Undoing the compression straps, we'll get into this first side compartment here. So in this compartment is where I keep a Mora knife. This is where this thing lives. This is dedicated to this backpack. It's just a backup knife to have, just, you know, to food prep, to make little wood shavings if you need to start a fire, or, you know, worst case scenario, it's a self-defense, even though I do have a better knife in here for that. And plus I have a folder, but that wouldn't be my number one thing for self-defense because I carry a firearm. But anyway, the last video somebody said something about me having a saw in my survival pack. Because this is an urban backpack and I do live in the city, they just couldn't understand that. And I just don't understand what you mean by that. I mean, there are trees in the suburbs. There's trees in the middle of Center City. A tree can fall on your house. A tree could fall on the road. You need it to, so you don't abuse your, you know, this is worst case scenario. You need a saw. And also, this is always in my car. So maybe I get jammed up somewhere and I need the thing in my car, you know. So that's basically why I decided to have this. And this is the Samurai Ichiban. And it's a badass saw. Barely fits in this 37 liter, but it does get in there. That's all I keep in that side pouch right there. And those are dedicated for this bag because this is dedicated to my car. On the other side, same kind of pocket. Same compression strap deal. Unzipping it. We're going to go ahead and pull out a bunch of paracord, heavy duty paracord, like rope with a carabiner on it. This is mainly for a number of things. You need paracord. I mean, come on, what couldn't you use paracord for? I got this, a lot of it too, for the dog, just in case the dog's with me. Like I said, worst case scenario, we're out on a trip. We're pretty far away from home. We have to walk back. Car broke down. National emergency, whatever. Solar flare, you never know. And her leash breaks or something. I can use this for that. She gets trapped down somewhere. I can get her out. She's super important to me, so gotta be able to get my dog or be able to tie her down or whatever I have to do. So this is mainly for storm and for other things too, making shelter, whatever. This is my main knife that I'll keep. This is the William Collins survival knife. This thing is an absolute beast of a knife. It's cut handmade. It's made out of 01 tool steel. It's a chopper. It's a fillet knife. It's a combat knife. It's pretty much everything you could want in a knife, and it's just a badass knife. So that's number one, and those two are both going to be inside here. This thing needs a sheath, but it's what I have for now. And this stuff just goes right back inside that pouch. Pretty easy. Alright, so let's hop into the admin pouch on the front here. The difference between the 72-hour rush and the 24-hour rush is this is 37 liters. The other one is going to be 55 liters, which I really need it, but that's okay. I'll get it later. And this opens up so you can keep stuff inside, like a helmet or whatever. So anyway, you just have this here. This is a big old admin pouch, and right here I'm going to have like a lot of navigation stuff, radio equipment stuff. We got, I'm not sure if you guys can really see. See if I can get the camera to zoom in a little bit for you. Alright, so right here, got some glow sticks. Good to have just for a backup light. Got some maps of Philadelphia and statewide. Sharpie marker pen. Back here is where I'm going to keep my survival shelter type deal. I wouldn't get those little tiny dinky crappy ones. This is a real nice one you can get. So yeah, try to go for this one. Put that right back in there. And you can do a lot of different things with this. Make tents, make go for cover, make a blanket, whatever you need to do with it. And like I said, this is designated to the car, so you know you can get warm in your car if your car breaks down, snowing, whatever it's doing. This is your Eton Scorpion. It's a crank radio. It's also solar powered. I'm definitely convinced that this is the best one they make. You have a flashlight forever with this thing. I wouldn't really rely on flashlights with batteries and stuff in a bug out scenario or any kind of situation like that, but for this it's okay to have a flashlight or two for a bag like this, but I'd rather just have this. And plus I always have a flashlight on my EDC anyway. Right here is just a bandana and a hat. Back here, I keep 2 N95 masks. You know, like in 9/11, for instance, people were really in need of these from all the dust and stuff. There could be rioting, there could be any number of things. It's not going to stop a chemical warfare or anything like that, or a nuclear, but it'll do the trick for most fires and, you know, people who live in like prone to forest fires and all that. Definitely good to have. So get yourself some N95 masks and get yourself the ones with a little filter. I'm not sure the lighting is working out. Get with the little filter here. And that's pretty much it for that pouch. Nothing really else going on there. Let's get into the main pack. Alright, the main pack opens up like a big clamshell design. So let's go ahead and pop that open. Alright, right here, just because you got yourself a Nalgene bottle. Super important to have for water. You know, you can go days without eating food, weeks without eating food. You can only go a few days without water. So get yourself a way to have water. You can, you know, fill this up out of a bunch of different ways, and I'll show you other ways that I use to collect water. So, a Nalgene bottle, great to have. Definitely need one of those. This here is a first aid kit for Storm, and it's also got a little miniature dry cloth for her, like a ShamWow type deal. But this is her little trauma kit, and this is just for animals. I designed it pretty much for her. I mean, it comes with some stuff, but I added some things to it. I got it at Dick's Sporting Goods, and then I just added like duct tape and stuff. Actually, it had duct tape in there too, but I have some other things. But when dealing with animals, you're not really dealing with a whole lot of like tourniquet usage or anything like that, you know. Just a lot of times, just a lot of gauze and some wound packing stuff, and maybe some hemostatic agent, and some stuff like that for their nails if they break a nail, or you know, something to do a splint and tie their legs up, because it's usually a limb injury. If it's a bear attack, you know, something like that, and it's a puncture wound to the chest or lung, you might run into some trouble. So make sure you have some things like that if you expect to go to a place with your dog that has bears. So and for that, if I do, because there are bears in Pennsylvania, and we do occasionally see bears if you go up, you know, in the mountains, but they usually stay away from us because they're so used to people. But I have my personal first aid kit that's always with me and probably going to be in the bag, and if necessary I can strap it to the bag. And then I have the bigger one, which is here, which is going to have chest seals and all kinds of stuff, and not really stuff more or less for animals, but like I said, a triangle bandage is good for animals for tourniquet, lots of gauze, gorilla tape or duct tape, and then just some powder, the dumpy powder stuff. I don't know why I can't think of it, but trauma gauze, and why can't I think of like the frick is that stuff called? Celox, I'm sorry. So that's good for dogs for puncture wounds, another attack from another dog maybe, and stuff like that. So that is for Storm. That's her little personal kit for her. Alright, so next let's just go into this top area here is where I'm going to keep, actually you can get it from this way too, which is cool. Just keep a headlamp. This is great to have, so your hand's free. This is just a cheapy Energizer one. No big deal. It stays in the bag. I don't have to move it. It runs on a AAA battery. It's real simple to use. Toothbrush and toothpaste, you know, just a little bit of a morale booster, I guess, but I'm a fanatic about my teeth, so, you know, I'm not going to be without a toothbrush for 2 days or however long. Like I said, if I plan on something like a week trip out, I'm going to be having a different bag, but, you know, this is an emergency bag that's always going to be in my car if I know I'm going out of a far drive away from out of the reach of what my EDC bag can handle, which most tasks my EDC bag can handle. So this is something I still got to do a review on. This is called the Survivor filter. This bad boy here will control virus. You could drink water with viruses in it, and it's just, you can use it and clean it. You can clean it out. Some of them you can't clean out. Like the Sawyer water filter is okay, but this here is the best one right now on the market. And it's called the Survival filter, and it's like 0.8 microns or something it takes out. So there's, you know, you can look that up, but this is a really, really good one, and I will review this on the channel. I've already tried it with some nasty water, but it does work. It works very well. It'll work good with this. It'll work, you know, the cool thing about this, and most of these you can just attach them right to most water bottles. You know, you could just unscrew, I believe. Oh yeah, this, you just screw that right on the most water bottles. So pretty awesome little piece of kit. Like I said, you gotta be able to have fresh water, especially if it's like some kind of terrorist attack or some deal like that where you really don't know what's going on. So, you know, the water is really important. Here, I'm keeping just a day's supply of food. Sometimes there'll be another one in here, but right now I just have one. This is just a breakfast hash. So just a day supply. I'll be okay on this, and then I have these emergency 400 calorie food bars. These are the ones they keep on the lifeboats and stuff. So these are the really good ones that the Navy has. They're good for about 5 years. This stuff here is good for 30 years or so. I think it says 2048 on it. Yeah, 2048. So that's a pretty long time there. And then right here I just have some toiletries. You know, just in case. It doesn't hurt to have them in there. Like for a bug out situation bag, like I said, you got to keep in mind, this is not a bug out bag. You got your EDC, you got a 72-hour bag, you got bug out bags. You know, they're all different, because a bug out bag to me is you're leaving home, you're never coming back for probably months at a time. So if you think you're going to have a couple little pieces of toilet paper in there, you better rethink that and get like some washcloths, because you're going to be camping out. Bugging out means you're leaving, you're never coming back. So, you know, you got to think about those kind of things. But for a 72-hour bag, doesn't hurt to have some things to get you by in there. And this is also the bag I'll use when I go hiking, or just out in the woods. It wouldn't be packed out as much as this, but anyway, this here is a Stanley. I believe this is, I guess this would be stainless steel. I haven't used it yet, but a lot of people have it in their kit. It's got to be stainless steel, I would imagine. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure, but it's got, I would assume it is. It's not magnetic, but I think it's stainless. And inside here, I just have some fire tinder stuff you can keep, and then also some Titan Storm British lifeboat matches. Those things will light underwater in the pouring rain, whatever you want them to do. And this is also a really good cook kit. We're gonna check that out in a second. I'll show you how I cook if I need to. This here is my tool kit. This is a part of my EDC items. But inside here, I got some zip ties in the back. These are great tourniquets for dogs, by the way. And in here, I'm going to have some entry tools. There's a lot of places I can get for cover. That's why you're not going to see a tent in here. You're not going to see a sleep system in here. There's really no need for that for me, because this is the type of bag where, in a type of environment where I'm at, where there's lots of buildings, lots of cars. And I get why somebody said the saw, but there still could be a use for a saw. I still may need to start a fire. I still may need to remove limbs or trees or whatever. So you just never really know. And I don't want to be beating on big trees or whatever with my knife. Now, I'm not going to be taking down a redwood with that saw, but, you know, it'll do the trick for most tasks that I have to deal with. So I have it in there. I have the room. It's a really good idea to have it anyway for the kind of things that I do out in the woods. So I have it anyway. A spoon, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Also a little boo-boo kit, Band-Aids. That's why I also keep this right at the top here, so because, you know, I'm not going to be digging through this whole thing just to get a damn Band-Aid, and more than likely that's probably going to be what you need anyway. For what, and like I said, entry tools. But that knife that I have will get through a car door if I needed to without breaking the window, so you can, you know, get some shelter. This here is a sill lock key. This is going to access the fresh water to most industrial buildings. Actually, all industrial buildings are not going to have just a faucet you can turn to get their water. So you're going to need this little key here. So this is a really good piece of kit. This is always on my EDC. So if whatever the situation may be, this is with me. This little VanQuest EDC M Huge is always with me, no matter what. Alright, right below that, I have another VanQuest EDCM Huge, but this is all electronics and stuff of that nature. It would have to depend if I brought this or not. It would depend on what's going on and what the situation is, but there's extra batteries in here, power banks, cables, chargers, and stuff like that all inside here. And also a little Gerber flip knife, a Fisher Space Pen, a pencil, a notepad, and some ways to clean my cameras and my phone. So it would have to depend on if I needed this or not. Probably more than likely than anything, I would just take a power bank or whatever, shove it in my pocket, and maybe throw this one in the bag somewhere and just leave this in the car. Or if I did have it, it doesn't take much room. Or worst case scenario, I can tie it, because I do have molly ties in the bag too. So I would just tie it up to the outside. Wouldn't hurt nothing. Actually, I could molly tie most of the things that I need, like these kits, to make more room inside. That's why I said that this could easily be a 72-hour bag if I wanted it to, because I could molly all this stuff to the outside of the bag. That's why I wanted a bag with molly, so I could do that and make it more, more versatile especially for my environment, where it's the city. Yeah, you're right, it's the city. What do I need a saw? But 10 miles, not even 10 miles, 4 miles that way is woods, trees, forests, mountains. So, come on, man. You're really going to argue with me about a freaking saw? I can admit when I'm wrong. Like the guy said, you know, you got the wrong bag, dude. That's not the Rush 72. And I'm like, and I was thinking about it because I know which one I wanted. And then I looked at it, I'm like, son of a bitch, I did get the wrong bag. So, My bad, guys. I was wrong, but, you know, I'm the man enough to admit when I'm wrong. Not a lot of times I am, but, no, I'm just kidding. But, you know, anyway, let's keep going. Over here, ooh, I forgot about this. So, up here is a really important piece of kit. There's a little glass holder thing, fleece-lined. These are safety glasses. Alright, everybody underestimates these. These are really good ones, too. They have pad around the eye, so nothing's getting in there. This combination with a dust mask, super important, guys, because, you know, you bum out your eye, you're in a world of shit, and you made a shitty situation even more shittier because your eyes have something in it, or, you know, you lost an eye you can't see. You can't do a lot without eyes, and, you know, it's blessed those people that are blind. So take care of your eyes. Your eyesight is so important. I mean, obviously, right? So get some safety glasses. I don't care about why I make a sunglasses for a bag like this. That's for goggles or safety glasses. It's not for your freaking sunglasses. Alright, if they wanted to make a... 511 has bags that are for EDC. This is not an EDC bag. This is way too big. Alright, right here is my fire kit. This is a little Maxpedition kit here. So when I get to camp or get whatever... Or maybe, you know, worst case scenario, I have to ditch my car and camp on the side of the road because, you know, there's 15 feet of snow and no tow trucks can get to me. My car won't start. I can open a car door and I can use that thing as a shelter. I don't have a tarp in here, but I do plan on getting one. There are a few things I need to get, like a heavy mil-spec trash bag and a tarp. So when I get those two items and a 55-liter bag, you know, I'll be better off, but... what I could do is open a car door, make a shelter, have a fire, and you literally use the car as a tent with the fire next to it and just have that. I also, in my car, always have a jump box, so I can charge my phones. I can charge a little space heater if I need to. I might get one, throw it in the car just in case for emergency. But anyway, here's my fire kit. This is the little Maxpedition kit here. Multiple ways to start a fire, guys. So important. I have a lighter here, you'll see, with... a little bit of rubber band around it so the gas doesn't release. And then right here I just have a ferrocerium rod. Awesome one. It works so freaking good. It really does work good. This one does. So this is just a little tiny one. And then a wolf whistle. This is a little striker for the UVO matches. I have them all over the bag. Some more UVO. These. Keep these away from the striker, because if it strikes those matches, it doesn't take much to strike those lifeboat matches, and if those are opened up and they hit something, you know, that's why I keep them taped up like this, so they can't hit nothing like that, because they will explode, and that'll be a bad day for you. It'll burn your whole pack up. And then right here I got a magnesium rod. You got yourself some Vaseline mix and cotton balls. A great way to start fire. And just a little mini buck knife just in case you need to make little tenders and stuff. But, you know, that's just a basic little fire kit. But there's a few different ways to make a fire. Plus, I always have lighters in my EDC anyway. So that's my little fire kit. Moving here, back down here we have a shamag. This is for a neck warmer. This can filter water. This can... make a seat cover. This can warm my dog if she's with me. I can make a little hoodie blanket for her if she's cold and it's super cold. So, you know, a schmog. Then I have a pair of proper pants in here, folded up, ripstop nylon pants. Awesome. In this right here is just a Marmoth rain jacket. It folds out of here and folds back into the little pocket. You know, keeping yourself dry is pretty important. I got this one specifically to match this backpack. That's why it's gray and black. But it's just a Columbia rain jacket. No big deal. Not a real expensive one, but it does work. It is waterproof 100%. And, you know, you can use it to cover up your backpack if you need it to, you know, from the rain. Keep the rain off it if it's pouring and you're at camp or whatever and you're trying to set up things, and, you know, just keep that over top of it, or, you know, just to keep you dry. That's also another reason I kind of want to get a heavy mil-spec trash bag. And then here is a dry sack inside here. And this is also orange, so you can use this for signaling and whatever. inside this, because this is a winter. In the summertime, this whole bag will change out. Also, you can use this to collect water, collect tinder, whatever you want to do with it. You know, you can use it as a pillow. But I keep two pairs of darn tough socks in merino wool long underwear, and merino wool top, and one pair of underwear. So the wool socks by Darn Tough Socks are the best freaking socks made. Believe me, they're well worth the money you'll spend for them. And then all the way at the bottom here, I keep a backup way to start fire just in case in these little Ziploc bags. There's more storm-proof matches, more strikers, and more tinder. So that's in there just in case all else fails and maybe my whole bag falls into the water and everything gets soaked except for this. So I keep that in there because one of the most important ways you're going to survive is by to keep yourself warm and dry. So that's why I keep the socks and a pair of clothes. You know, the pants might be screwed and whatever, but at least I can get myself warm. So this also isn't the greatest dry bag. I do have to test this out, and I will do that. This is from Field and Stream. It's a 10 liter, but I think it seems okay. So we're gonna test it out, guys, in a future video. But because it's not like there's real nice ones you can get. But anyway, that's that. So at the bottom, I do have my cook kit, but we're gonna get into this one little compartment here, and that is for Storm. And this is Storm's emergency food just in case. So she has a day's rations and some treats just so I can give her in case she's losing energy, and also her personal water filtration system so she can have fresh water too, because if you think I'm going to give my dog dirty water, you're crazy. So that is her rations of food. I'll probably even be able to split this. She can go way longer than me without eating, but she needs to be able to drink water and stay hydrated. So this is emergency. Now, if we're on a trip or whatever, I'm keeping I keep a 10-gallon or a 5-gallon Tupperware container full of her food that'll last about 10 days. Because if we leave anywhere and we go with the dog on a trip, she's getting 10 days worth of food just in case something pops off. So, but this is going to be in my pack in case of a really bad emergency. So that's what it is. That's what I do for my dog. Keep in mind, she also has her own tactical vest that she wears that she can carry her own water, she can carry her own supply, her own food. I have to do a review on it. I didn't show it in this video, but keep an eye on that for a doggy bug out kit because it's her own thing. She can carry tons of weight. She's a 45-pound American bully. She's a strong animal. She probably carries 3 times her body weight. So anyway, and she can also eat these food bars too that are 400 calories. I give her little snacks of them if it needed to be. You know, if it was a really bad situation, I would. So these are my little cook kits. This is my main way that I'm going to cook food, and boil water in here. But this here is your bear bowl, and the reason why I went with these is because it's flat in your backpack. It's not round like this, taking up a lot of room. But it folds into a really nice little bowl here, and you can cook soups in it, do a bunch of different things with it. I have a video on it testing it. I also dropped an Oreo in it, but this is stainless steel on the bottom. You can hang it over a fire. Once you have it all together, you can. Actually, let me just see if I can do it real quick. I forget how a freaking thing goes. So it goes like that, and then I believe like that. So there's that, and you can hang it over a fire and whatever. So now this is my little stove. This is in case of emergencies, to be able to have fire and a way to cook with this or boil water. If I need to, because if you can't boil water, boiling water would be my main way to access and treat water. The life straws and stuff would be for on-the-go, real quick stuff. But once you're at camp or whatever, I'm probably just going to boil water, because especially if you're dumping it, you're going to need to boil water to use for the food, freeze-dried food. So my dog had my darn tough sock in her mouth, and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you gotta be able to boil water. So this thing is really cool. It's pretty simple to put together. This is the ember lit stove, and it basically just snaps together like this. You can see I've already used it a few times already, just to kind of test it out. And what I like about this one, it's really easy to put together. And then a lot of them don't have, they just have an opening here, so you can't, do that. But this one, it has these little bars that go across, right? So you can put those, now you can boil water. And this is where you're going to feed the fire. Oops, from right here. And we'll do a video on this. I've yet to do it, but this is the ember lit stove. And this thing's awesome. That's my way to boil water and cook food. And then when you're done with it, you just take it apart. Put it back in its little wrapping thing. Get this, unsnap it. This is the Bear Bowl, by the way. Got this on a Kickstarter program. Then you're just gonna fold this flat. Now you have an excellent way to boil water and keep your food way to cook food and boil water. Stay flat in the bottom of the bag. You can put them wherever you want in the bag. I just decided to keep them on the bottom. These are the food ration bars that I use, by the way. They work awesome. And so yeah, that's pretty much, guys, it for my emergency bug out bag. Alright guys, so that's going to pretty much conclude my 24-hour rush bag here, my emergency 72-hour, 24-hour 511 rush pack. Fully loaded, it came to about 25 pounds, 5 ounces. Not really bad, it's not fully loaded right now. But there are one piece of kit that I did want to show you that I usually do keep in there, and these are the Fly Low waxed winter gloves, and these things are really, really awesome. There's also another set always in my car. So the Fly Lows are what ski patrollers use and stuff, and as you can see, the bag looks awesome. All right, it's a really nice pack. So anyway, the Fly Lows go with that, and I have a set in my car. So yeah, this is pretty much the 511, and like I said, it has this awesome yoke back strap that's just really super comfortable. This thing adjusts. You can adjust it on these by taking it out of here and just putting on whatever strap you want. I've heard that these like to fall off. I don't really use a sternum strap anyway, but can't get it back on right now. But anyway, yeah, that's the 511 24-hour rush bag, and 37 liters. I love it. It's like, I think it's 1,000 denier Cordera or 1050. It's really super soft. So that's why another thing I like about this pack. So yeah, it seems to be working out just fine for a car emergency kit for me, and a good bag to just take out in the woods and mess around with the dog and stuff like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. As always, like, share, subscribe. I had a lot of fun making it. Like I said, this is a video for you guys that have been waiting around for a new EDC bag for me for a while, and I do like doing these. I don't know how many views this will get, but for my subscribers, this one's for you. A lot of you guys are here for this type of stuff. So, this kind of stuff isn't going away from the channel. I felt like let's do it on a podcast type format with the new camera to see how that works out. Seems to be okay. other than the first video when I thought I had a pack that I didn't. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I really did this one for you. Thank you for all your time that you've spent so far watching this video and all the others. I feel like not a lot of YouTubers thank you guys enough for the amount of time you spend on watching the videos, and I've been beginning to realize it, looking at my view times, how important that is. So thank you so much for spending your very, very valuable time learning something new, I hope, and I will see you all in the next one. Please like, share, subscribe. As always, this is a channel where we don't do Patreon here, and I don't make much money on here, but that's okay. If you want to support the channel, help me grow, subscribe, like, share, and watch all the videos. That's best you could do, and hit the bell if you want to get notified for updated videos and stuff like that. So we're doing lots of ideas here. We got lots of videos coming up on EDC, gear, different stuff. As you can see, I pulled out about several different things on here I haven't reviewed yet on the channel. So stay tuned for all that, guys. And then I'll also do a more probably, maybe not, in-depth review of this, just the bag, not the stuff in it. But anyways, that's it. Time to go. I'll see you guys next one. Again, like, share, subscribe. Peace!